Hi, and welcome to my tour of my multi-million-dollar home. I'd like to show you quality of work that you would come to expect from a million-dollar home in Central California. We've been in our home for 4 months already, and the items that I'm going to go over are actually only the items that are still a problem even after 4 months of moving in. You know the saying, once you give them the money, they are like turtles in actually fixing problems. So this courtyard area here was actually put in twice. Originally when they put this in, those two columns were not even, they were off by almost 6 inches, so they ripped both of these columns out and they put them back in. However, you can see after 4 months they still haven't even fixed the issue. This is not painted. In addition, look at these holes that they've left in the courtyard. You can see the other yard is actually okay. This is the other side here. That's how it's supposed to work. In addition, you can see here that whenever they come out and do some work, they always leave paint and cement all over our walls here. So when the subcontractors come out, they usually cause more problems than good. In addition, you can see here, this is the plaster that they've put on this courtyard. It's actually running. This is something you'd probably find if you hired someone at $10 an hour to come fix a patch job. This is not consistent with the multi-million-dollar home that you would expect. So speaking of plaster now, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and you'll notice these cracks here. Check out that crack going up this wall between the door into one of the garages. This is on every single one of our multi-million-dollar doors, supposedly. In addition, you can see that this is our threshold here. It has cement and paint all over it. In fact, we don't even have weather stripping. After 4 months of being in here, we have all of our outside doors don't even have weather stripping. And now on to our custom doors. These are custom doors we had put in, of course. However, you'll notice that the paint job, which may be hard to see, they actually put 2 colors of paint. And it's almost as though they had a bad batch or they painted once and tried to paint again. In addition, you'll also notice down here on our freshly painted door that there's stucco that's all over the front door there. That was done when the stucco guys came out and tried to fix some stucco work. In the meantime, they would also leave paint and other items all over our stucco. Really bad job. Okay, and now we're inside the house. The first thing I'm going to show you is, for example, these door hinges here. See all this paper they still have on our hinges here? Now I'm going to remind you again, this is a multi-million-dollar home, and this is how they left it even after 4 months. Contractors coming in, fixing things. You could also see this patchwork. Again, we've been in here for 4 months, and you'll notice that this patchwork is all around the house. It's been like this for months and months and months, and they've already received our money, so of course they're going to go as slow as possible. But you'll notice throughout this over almost 3,500 square feet house that this patchwork was done because the original stucco job that they did was extremely terrible. There was a line wrapping around all of the rooms, down walls, extremely bad. So they've come in here 3 or 4 times. In addition, the painters have been in here 3 or 4 times. This is our lovely kitchen. However, you'll notice that there's some lights on in here. However, you won't find the light switch here. Very bad design. To actually turn the lights on into this kitchen, you have to go all the way through the kitchen over to these light switches here. That's where you can actually turn the light switches on and off. So we also have, of course, patchwork here. That's been like that for 2 or 3 months. We had some nice stainless steel appliances put in here. This microwave didn't work for a month after we moved in. This is our dining room here. We had a nice custom chandelier put up here. However, you could still see the plastic on there. We've been telling them for almost 4 months to come out and finish up the house. This is one of the items they still haven't completed, and that's taking the plastic off. I spent almost an hour of my own time taking the plastic off this chandelier that's right above the front door. I shouldn't have done that, but I did because you're not supposed to turn the lights on with the plastic, and we use that light quite a bit. In here, under this is our what they call tech closet here. This is underneath the stairs. This is where you place your DVD player, your receiver, your cable unit, whatnot. You'll notice here we still have big holes in the wall. There's no plates, there's no outlets. In addition, we paid thousands of dollars to have all this cable put in. This cable runs speakers throughout the house, it runs the cable. None of it's labeled. So we have probably about 2 or 3 dozen cables there that we've asked them repeatedly to come out and label for us. They still haven't done it after 4 months. In addition, they've been out 4 or 5 times working on other issues, which I'll go over in a minute. Next, we're going to walk over towards the guest room, but before we get there, I'd like you to notice all of this orange tape that's all over the house. You can see these walls here. This is 4 months. We've been living in a construction zone practically for over a quarter of a year, and this is how our house still looks. This is almost a $1 million home, and it looks like it's probably worth $200,000. Now, this is the guest room here. This is where all our guests stay. However, you'll notice that there's no light switch there. To actually turn the light switch on, you have to look behind the door here. There's the light switch behind the door. What a poor design for such an expensive house. Also, you'll notice over here, we have a wall that bows out by almost an inch. Poor quality work. $1 million home, we've got walls that are bowing out. Here you'll find the guest bathroom, which actually is one of the rooms that looks the best. Up here we have an exhaust fan that actually, this exhaust fan ran continuously for 2 months until they finally came out and fixed it. In addition, our AC also ran for 2 months. Our PG&E bill was well over $600 a month because both of those items were stuck in the on position. They came out. Now our PG&E bill is less than $300 a month. One item that I wanted to show also is over here in the laundry room. This is one of those sliding doors that they actually put in warped the original time. We had them come back out and put in a brand new door, and you'll see all of this molding here is still in this almost construction zone type phase. 4 months we've been here. Paid almost $1 million for this home, and this is what we've got. Here's some more examples of some of the quality of work. Again, it's drywall, paint issues. They'll be out to fix this, mark my word on that. However, 4 months later, and this is still what we have here. You'll notice up here, drywall issues, paint issues. I finally got tired of all the orange tape, took that down. It was ridiculous. In this room here, you'll notice that we put in very expensive speakers throughout the house. However, if you can notice, they're dented. They have black fingerprints all over them from contractors. In addition, you'll look over here at these lights. Where is that light? There it is. See those fingerprints? Contractors just come in and out. They make a mess of our house. I spent a lot of my life saving up for a beautiful home. We finally got into one, and this is what it looks like. Now we're upstairs. I just walked up into the game room here, which is actually in the loft. Some of the things I'd like to show you here, of course, you'll notice that, of course, the drywall and paint's still an issue. But we've got lights like this that are practically hanging out of the ceiling. I've already tried to go up there once and push those in. It's just not going up. We have more speakers too that are dented. Also, one of the other issues that we've had is we had an alarm system pre-installed, which this is actually what the alarm system should look like. However, what happened on some of the windows is for some reason the cabling just never worked. We paid all that money to have the cabling put in. However, this cable, for example, doesn't work. So what they put in is this cheap little battery powered sensor for the alarm. That's big and bulky, and this thing just falls off. So we have this that doesn't even work correctly. So the last thing I'd like to show you is our huge 16,000 square foot backyard. But what you'll notice is there's probably 50% dead spot. That's because when they laid the sprinklers down, the sprinklers were too far apart and the water doesn't hit half the grass. So I guess we're kind of screwed there too. So anyone who's ever looking to buy $1 million home, you might want to think again. Hopefully this video will be able to help other people out there That's my tour. Thanks for viewing.